Hello everybody and welcome to a new video regarding to the programming in Python. Uh, we have in the last video that we have discussed about what we have to do in this course. So now we will start with the let's say fundamentals of programming. We will discuss actually just a second. We will discuss about types that we have to use in our programming. Also, we will discuss about some arithmetics operation that we can make on these values that we'll have in our program. So I will say here arithmetic and some conditionals also conditionals to make some to compare some values in our program. Okay, so I say that we will start with the types in Python. We have five important types that are primitives. So I will put here we have, I said, five types of primitives. The first one that is probably the most used, it will be an integer or int for the short or integer. Also, we have a float type. I will put with comma. Okay. Also, we'll have Boolean value. Boolean value, we will see now that is a value that can be true or false. That's why we have this name Boolean. Okay, string that will contain actually a list of characters. We have some strings, some text, and so on. And the last but not the least, none. Actually, we'll see that this type will have only one value, none, when we have something that doesn't exist for the moment. So what I want to do is to exemplify each type of these values. So if I will have, let's say, an integer, actually I will delete this. I will keep only the integer one. So I say that I will have an integer and I want to print it. I will print let's say 56. And in this moment, I will print this value that is an integer value. And just a second to run, it will be printed 56. If I want to print another integer, it will be, let's say, 12. And I print it, I will have 56, 12, and so on. We can print any integer that we want. So we have print, let's say, 1400. And just a second, we have all these number printed. Also, let's discuss now about float. Float. If we want to print some float values, some real values, because for the integer actually we'll have number from the set of natural numbers. If we have a float, actually for this type we will use the real numbers. So if we print, let's say, also I will put 56 period 34, and in this moment it will print this value with the period part. Also, I can print a very big number. Let's say, I don't know, is 543,533 period 1. And in this moment it will print it only this. Or also you can print with a very big number after on the decimal part, let's say 5.6784532 and so on. So actually it will be also a real number, of a float number. So that's why when we want to use natural numbers, we'll use integer, and if we want to use with the period, we will have a float number. These are probably the most used value types. So let's go to the next one. I say that also we have a Boolean type. Actually, it will be only true or false. Think that you have a question and you have to answer with yes or no. Yes, it will be true. No, it will be false. So if I want to print true, it will be printed directly this value true. Or if I want to print false, uh, it will not print. But that's why I want to be very clear. Be careful for the way that you write true and false, because here, if you see, I put it false with non-capitalized letter F, and actually the normal way is with capitalized one, false, also for true. So the first letter should be upper. Why it is important to have that? Because actually this true and false, it will be two constants that are declared, and if I use something else, like I use it here false with a not capitalized letter, actually is not recognized, is not defined, that that element false. So that's why we have to use with a capitalized letter. Let's run again, and now it works. It's everything good. Good. So we have three elements. The fourth one, string. Let's make a new one. For this example, because our very small example, I will use Google Colab. So that's why I have opened this notebook. And here I think I have to change the name actually, and I will put type. So value types. Let's say it this way. But I say that I want to use also string. String, it will be used for any text that we have. For example, if I want to print, we saw in the previous video that if we want to print hello world, uh, here we have actually a string. This one is a string. We have for this string we have quotation marks, double or single. It's the same. Yeah, let's put also print with single quotation mark. Hello Python now, and the both of them are similar. So we'll see when we'll discuss about string the difference between not the difference when we have to use double marks and when we have to use single marks, but we'll see that. So that's why in this moment they are exactly similar. What else we can have in a string? For example, we can print a number, let's say 56. So actually this will be a string, but in that string we have a number. On a console we'll have like we will see it like a number. So but in our code he will be actually a string. So that's why it's very important to know the type of that value. We'll see also when we study more about strings, because if we have a string, we cannot concatenate with an integer or something like this, or with a float, and so on. So that's why it's really important to know the type of that value that you have in your program. Also, we can print with one p. Print. I say that this one is empty string. So actually it is a string, but is empty. I don't have any character in my string. But here I have actually a string, and very important, is different than this one. Print space. So here I have a space. Here I have nothing. So that's why here I will say it's an empty string. But on the console they will look similar. actually, but they are different. That's why I want from you to make this difference between space string and empty string value. Good. And the last one, let's put also that one. I always say that we have none. None. Actually, on this second, none. For this type, we have only one value, print none. So if, I don't know, in a condition we don't have an information for a variable, or we don't have any value, we will use this none. And in this way, we can mark that here we have nothing for the moment. Maybe after some process, after some phases, we will have something here, but for the moment we have nothing. And that's why we have this none type. Good. I think that's all for the primitives in Python. Let's go to the arithmetics, because we have now the values, we have integer values, we have float values, string, and so on. All of them are values. What we can do with these values is to apply some arithmetics operation. So, for example, if I want to print 7 plus 6, sorry, 6 plus 7. Actually, in this moment, what it will happen is the first in the first phase, it will be made this operation 6 plus 7, it will be 13, and the print function will print this value 13, the result of this operation. So let's see, it's 13, great. Also, we can make something like print 7, 6, again I say the 7, 6 plus 7 plus 3. In this way, we will have 16. So they make all the operations from that statement, and after that, the print function, it will print the result. I'd say here, let's say that here we discuss, just a second, about addition. And we'll discuss only about addition, and for next arithmetics operation, we make different sections. What we can do more? So we can add 2 numbers, 3 numbers, 4, and so on. So is not any difference between them. Let's go to a new one to have actually subtraction comment. Subtraction. Okay, and to print, let's print similar. I will put now 7 minus 3. So actually it will make the operation 7 minus 3, 4, and it will print the result 4. Let's print something bigger. Let's say 89 minus 8. So I have the result 81. Also, it is possible to print, let's say, 8 minus 89. In this moment, actually, we'll have a negative value minus 81. So, but the operation it is made also. But if I will go now for the addition, because we put it here only the calculation with integer values, but also we can put print, let's say 34.7 plus 12 plus period 3. So the result, it will be 47. Let's see it. 47, but what is the important thing here? We have a float value, because, come on, please, okay. Because if we have here a float number with a float number, the result will be a float number. Here we have an integer value with an integer value, the result, it will be an integer. Now, if we want to print, let's say 5 plus, which I have here, so I have here one integer value plus 6.3. The result, because we have an integer and a value, it will be an I have an integer and a float value. The result, it will be float value, because in this way we don't lose some information. If the result will be an integer, actually I will lose this 0.3. So that's why I will have the result in a float value. Also, we have strings. Here with strings is very important, because if we want to do something like this, I say that in a string you can have a number, let's say 5, but I cannot add to this string number 5 integer value. I cannot do that, because actually I can only concatenate string, not integer. So I cannot concatenate a string with a number, even if I have an integer, even if I will have a float. So it will not be possible to have also float value. Let's try also this one. So is the same error. So that's why here we have to be careful. But what we can do here is to use strings here, here. But the problem is, because we have two strings here, I have the string 5 and the string 2.4, actually the result, it will be 52.4, because they will concatenate these two strings. Let's see it for 52.4. So actually they have concatenated that two strings. So with plus for strings, we will concatenate that two strings or more. If we had here many times plus, actually we can concatenate more values, more string values. Okay, let's make with the float also a subtraction. Let's say print 6.7 minus 3.3, and it will be 3.4, the result. Great. Okay, let's do something regarding to the multiplication. Multiplication. I think I read it wrong. Uh, in the same way, we can print, let's say, 3 times 4. So the result, it will be 12. Also, we can print, let's see with float numbers, 3.3 times 2.7. Okay, and this 8.91 probably is this. So that's why we can make this operation and print that value. When we will learn about, probably in the next video, in the next episode, we will speak about variables. You can store this result, this information, in a variable. But for the moment, we only print them. Okay. Now what I want to make, let's discuss about the division also. Division. If I want to print, let's say I print 10 divided by 2. So the result, it will be 5. What is important here is when we have a division, actually the result, it will be float. So even if I divided 10, that's the integer value, with 2, that also is an integer value, the result, it will be float. Anytime it will be a float, because actually we expected that this, let's put another one, print, let's say also 10 divided by 3. We expected that actually this value, it will be a float. So only for some coincidences it will be an integer value like this, but in the many times it will be actually a float value. So that's why we the result, it will be a float. Okay, let's discuss about modulo. Probably this one is a new one. Modulo. Actually, this modulo is an operator. Let's use it. Print I will put also 10 modulo 3. Okay, run from here. Actually, what happens here is if I divide 10 by 3, I will have the result 3, integer value 3, and the remains, it will be 1. So I will put on another example, print, let's say also 10 modulo 4. So in 10, 4 it will be 2. So the result, the integer result, it will be 2, but the remains part, it will be also 2. So we'll have 1 here and 2 here. And so on. We can put, let's print, I think it works also with 10. I will put also 10 modulo 6. In this way, the remain parts, the rest part or the remains, it will be 4. And so on. So actually, this operator, it will calculate what remains after we made that division. Great. We can combine all of them. Let's do a new section. Combine. Combine what means? If I want to print, let's say 4, print 4 plus 3 times 2 minus 7 modulo 2 and so on. We can make here a very big statement, even if it's not recommended to have a statement very big because it will be very difficult to read it, but it is possible if we want. And if we run it, actually they will calculate and they will print the result. So actually I have here, it will be 1. 3 times 2, 6. 6 with 4, 10. Minus 1, 9. But let's put another one. Print. Only that here I will put in this way. 4 plus 3 times 2 minus 7 divided by 2. Now the result, it will be, okay, 4 plus 6, it will be 10. And here the result, 7 divided by 2, it will be 3.5. So the result, it will be 13.5. So here I have the integer result, but here I will have the float result. Let's see. Is minus, sorry. 10 minus 3.5, it will be 6.5, the result. So that's why we can combine all these arithmetic operation, and they will still work. Let's go now to conditionals. Actually here, I will put some code. Actually here we will learn about some operators that allows us to compare some numbers or some values. We'll have more such operators, something like, we'll put here, we have less, comma, less or equal. It is possible to use also in this way. Greater or equal, just a second, greater or equal. Also, we have equal, and be careful here because we have a double sign of equal. I'll put this one. Okay, so bigger. Okay, it is better. Not equal. What else? We'll have not, or, and end. I think that's all, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's all. So we can use these operators to compare some values. For example, if I want to compare two integer values, I will print. So I will ask myself, 5, it is less than 7, and the response, it will be true. So actually, I will print this true. Let's see it. I will print true because 5, yes, it is true that is less than 7. If I will put 9 is less than 7, false. This is the false affirmation. So that's why these operators, it will help us to compare numbers. For example, I will put actually another one. If I will print 7 is less than 7, actually this one it will be false, because 7, it is not less than 7, they are equal. So it will be false, false. But if I will use this operator, less or equal, I will have less equal. In this moment, actually, they will be true. So let's see it. We have true. Because, yeah, it is equal, 7 with 7. So that's why it's really important, the difference between operator, less operator, and less equal operator. Actually, if we compare the same value, the return value, it will be true and not false, like here. Let's put here 7 to be more clear. Okay, let's take another statement here. Okay, let's use now greater. It will be similar. So if we print 7 greater than 5, just a second because I forgot the parentheses. So don't do this mistake also, you. Don't forget, if we use a function and print it as a function, don't forget the parentheses. So I will have print 7 greater than 5, it will be true. Okay, also similar with greater or equal, regarding to the equal, if we want to compare print 7 equal 7, it will be print for sure. But if we want to print 7 equal 9, this it will not be true, it will be false, because these values are not equals. What is important here, we can use also this operator for strings values. Actually, also this one can be used for, I don't use it, but we can use it for float numbers. Let's put it for float numbers, 7.8 less than 7.9. Yes, it is less, and the result, it will be true. So for string, I will have hello, it is equal with hello. What do you think? What it will be the result of this evaluation? Actually, it will be false, because here we have H capitalized, and here it is not capitalized. So be careful with this, because actually we have a different ASCII code for these two characters, and that's why these characters, it will be different. So here, if I test it in this way, I will get a false. But if I will put with this, I will get a true. If you remember from, I saw it here, where do we discuss it here? This one and this one, that they are different. Let's check now if are different. So if I will put print empty string equal with space. So in this moment, we will see that they are different. So I will get a false value here, false. So that's why I said before, be careful, because these strings are different. Here I have a space, here I have an empty string. Okay, let's see now regarding to not, or, and. We can use these operators. Not, it's very easy. It's to negate something, to have exactly the opposite. So if I will print true, it will be printed true. But if I want to print exactly the opposite, I will print not true. Actually, in this moment, it will be printed false. So let's see, false. This, it will be used, for example, if I want to make something like print not 6 less than 7. So actually, this evaluation, it will return to me a true value, because 6, it is less than 7. It will be true, but I will print false, because I negate this one. So I will have false. So it will be used when you want to check actually the opposite of that result. So for that it will be used not. Regarding to or, let's make a new one. Or is for that situation that you want to combine more comparations. So I will print, let's say, 5 greater than 6 or 5 greater than 4. In this moment, we have two comparisons. So I'll compare 5 with 6. I will have a false because 5 is not greater than 6, so false. But here I will have a true value. So if one of them, it will be true, actually the entire response, it will be true. So that's why in this moment, it will be printed true. If both of them, it will be false, actually in that moment no one it is true, so the final result, it will be false because we don't have any true there. We can combine with more, let's say, or 7 less than 5, or let's say 9. If this one is true, actually the result, it is true because or so one of all these three, it is true, so my result, it will be true, and so on. Regarding to AND operator, this one also it will be used to combine this comparison. Let's say, let's put the same one. I'll put the same one, but the difference, it will be that I will use AND. Copy paste. So here AND. Okay, to not start with 3 of them, I will start only with 2. So what actually AND will do is to check if all of them are true. So 5 is greater than 6? No, it's false. In that moment, actually, the second one, it will not be evaluated because the result of this evaluation, it will be false. If this one, it is true, 5 less than 6, it is true, and 5 is less than 4, actually this one is false, so also the result, it will be false. But also, if I put here greater than 4, yeah, so this one, it will be true, this one, it will be true, in this moment all of them are true, so the final result, it will be also true. So only in this moment I will have a final result true, or only if all of them are true. So let's put another one, and 8 less than 7. Actually this one, it will be false, so the final result, it will be false. But if I will put 9 also here, I will have a true because all 3 of them are true. So if I use or, I will search for one of them to be true, and in this moment the final result, it will be true. If I will use and, all of them should be true. This is the difference. Okay, I think that these are all operators. So like summary, we discussed it about types. We discussed it after that about some arithmetic operation that we can make with these values, and some conditionals to compare the values that we have. I hope that also this video will help you. See you in the next one and in the classes. Bye bye.